Good morning. I'm Ken Griffin. Happy to talk to you here today. I am running for governor in the state of Texas in the year 2010, and I absolutely, positively, unequivocally need your help. I'd like you to help me no matter what state you live in, because in just a few minutes I'm going to show you how, if you live in California or Alaska or Colorado or New York, what I'm about to tell you is going to benefit you. In running for governor in 2010, there are many things that we want to achieve. But the three most prominent aspects of this platform are as follows. It's my intention to eliminate federal income tax in the state of Texas. How can we do it? Pretty darn simple. There's about 6 legal ways we can do this. Number 2, I want to eliminate property taxes on single-family residences that are owner-occupied. Wouldn't it be great to own your own house, finish paying the bank, and not have to worry about taxes? It would be heaven. That'd be great. And third, but not last, we want to lower the price of gas to $1.50 a gallon, or find an automobile that'll do 100 miles a gallon, or maybe even both. And the 100 mile a gallon is technology that exists right now today. No problem. So, what is, again, if you're not in Texas, well, why does this have to do with you? Well, the simple answer is this. We can't achieve any of these things just in Texas. We can achieve them in Texas first, and in your state second. So what we need is, we need a leadership position. We need somebody, maybe me, to come together, along with you, your help, to make these things happen in Texas. And when they happen in Texas, they'll happen in your state also. The purpose of the videos that we're doing today are to simply give you an opportunity to listen or get to know me, or sit down and have an eyeball-to-eyeball kind of conversation here. I'd like you to know what I'm thinking. So we discussed a number of subjects in these videos. And today, I want to talk about, well, I'm not sure, maybe I'm going to talk about air. I think I might want to charge you for air if I'm governor. Okay? Everybody has to pay for air. That doesn't sound right, does it? Let me tell you about a business that currently exists that sells air, but you didn't know that. I'm going to tell you about the single most profitable business in the world. Okay? This particular business exists everywhere. In this city, in San Antonio, there's over 100 of these businesses right here in the city. And these people have they sell a product, and they get that product absolutely free. There's an unlimited supply of this product, and they sell it to you and I have a high demand for it. We want it. Everybody wants it. They get it for free, and then when they give it to us, they make us give it back to them with interest. Do you know what I'm talking about? I gave you the key word right there, interest. I'm talking about banks. Have you ever gotten a loan for a bank? Did you buy a car? Did you buy a jet ski? Did you buy a house? Did you get any loan to buy your couch or anything else like that? Well, if a bank or a lending institution gave you something, do you know what they gave you? Because I'm telling you, they didn't give you money. As a matter of fact, did you know that in the banking industry, it is illegal for banks to loan you their money or the money of their depositors? Did you know that? That's a law. I bet you didn't know that. So if you go to the bank and you're getting a loan and they're not loaning you money, which they're not, what are they loaning you? How many times have you heard about your credit score, your credit this, your credit that, okay? What they're loaning you is, and this is probably going to be a two-parter because this could be a long one, okay? What they're loaning you is credit, or more accurately, they're loaning you a computer entry. Let me explain to you the way banks work. If I have $100 and I walk over to my local bank and say, hey, I'd like to open an account and deposit this $100 in there. They say, great, Mr. Griffin, we'd love to have you here. Welcome, come on in, just give us your money and we'll give you this checking account, or whatever it is, okay? So I put my $100 in the bank. But now, does the bank have $100? Well, no. If I put my $100 in the bank is actually allowed to loan 20 times that amount. So with my $100, they can loan, what's 20 times 100? $2,000, right? So they can loan $2,000. Well, but that money doesn't exist. The money's not there. But you don't see money. When was the last time you saw money? When you got a loan, did they give you $50,000 in cash in those green, what do they call those things? FRNs, Federal Reserve Notes? Did they give you those? No, they didn't do that. If they gave you anything, they gave you a piece of paper, right? And it was something called a check, a draft, a promissory note, I don't know. But it wasn't cash, right? It was something on it with a bunch of zeros. It was a piece of paper. That's what they gave you. And what did you do with that piece of paper? You gave it to somebody else. And what did he do with it? He put it back in another bank. What bank? Doesn't matter. All the banks are all the same. Okay? I hope that you understand this, and I hope you're following this with me, because I would love it if you would get just half as angry as I am about this. I'm incredibly angry about this. And we discussed some of this on the Federal Reserve, but this theory trickles down to regular banks. I do not understand, and I want to pound a table, I want to put my fist through the wall. I don't get it. I don't see why I have to work my butt. I don't see why I have to work my butt off to make money. That's the only way I can make money. And the richest people in our society are able to create it. Listen, let me make this very clear to you. I'm not exaggerating. If you'd like more information on this, go to the internet and start doing a search on fractional banking. Look up fractional banking. Look up fiat currency. This is the way the banking industry works. You put $100 in, and they say, hey, we've got $20,000 here to loan, and they loan. Now, let me tell you how this came about. About, I don't know the number, I'm going to say 1,000,000 years ago. A long time ago, when money was actually real. What does that mean, real? It means gold and silver. That's what money was, all right? When money was gold and silver, a number of people had a lot of it, and of course, like all times, they worried about its safety. So at that particular time, the only guy in town that had a safe was the goldsmith, because he's working and doing what he's doing with gold. So people would come to the goldsmith and they say, listen, I see you've got a safe here. Do you mind if I rent some space in your safe and put my gold there? And the goldsmith said, oh, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever it was. And so they gave him the gold, and then he would give them a certificate, or he would give them a note that says, okay, you have $5 in gold, or whatever it was in gold, okay? But a curious thing happened. The goldsmith happened to notice, as more and more people came in and put their gold in the safe, he noticed that 90% of it never moved. It just stayed there all the time. A few people would come and go, they'd take a few coins, but for the most part, the gold just stayed there. So the goldsmith, and listen, this is history. This is not my opinion, this is history. So the goldsmith got this idea and he thought, I could loan out some of this gold that isn't mine, and then I could have them pay it back, and they'd have to pay me back with interest, and I could keep all the interest. Because nobody's going to know it's not my gold. So he did that. And he became very, very successful. But finally he realized that, I don't even have to give him the gold. I'll just give him a note. I'll show him the gold and say, look, I've got the gold, here it is, but, listen, I'll keep it in my safe, and I'll just give you a note here. Okay? So what happened was, take a number. The goldsmith had $10,000 worth of gold. And remember, 90% of it never moved. So he had $9,000 that never moved. Right? So he could show $9,000. If somebody occasionally came to get some of the gold, he could give it to them. But the bottom line is he giving out certificates to people saying, okay, well, here's your certificate, here's your gold, and just pay me back at such and such time. So the gold would come back, he'd get the interest. Wow. Are you following that? Are you getting that? Because I think this is phenomenal. Okay, this situation from the time of the goldsmith to right now, today, this very second, has never, ever, ever changed. Never, ever changed, okay? So, what does that guy say? Do you want to hear the rest of the story? If you do, tune into part 2. Look for it. It's there. All right? I'll be back.